Okay, here we're going to look at some nervous system basics, and as we see in this image, some of the major nerves are labeled, and we're probably most familiar with the brain and the spinal cord when we talk about the nervous system. There's also some major nerves. You can see an ulnar nerve corresponds with the ulnar, which is going back to the skeletal system. So some of the terms and names interconnect here. Now, as a brain teaser, since we are talking about the nervous system, I want you to look at this image. I want you to try to say the color and not the word. So, for example, the first one here, the word would be yellow, but because it's in green color, we want to say the color, not the word, so this would be green. This one would be yellow, then red, then black, then green, and then blue. So initially it might be a little difficult because your right brain is trying to say the color, but your left brain is trying to read the word. If you want something interesting, if you have a young individual, you can pause the video and have them do this, and typically they do it much better. The younger someone is, technically the better they are, because they're not really able to read the words, but they're able to recognize the colors, and they can pick them out and do this at a very fast rate. Now, the evolutionary path to vertebrate nervous system as being the most complex. Our cnidarians have simple nervous system. Remember, those are, for examples, like our jellyfish. And they have this kind of nerve net that's going on. And they have no associated activity, they just have reflexes. So it's a very basic nervous system. Then our flatworms are first to kind of associate activities, and they have two nerve cords that run down their bodies, and they permit complex control of muscles. The more complex, the vertebrates here, are more sophisticated sensory mechanisms. Differentiation into central and peripheral nervous systems, as I'll discuss in other videos, and the differentiation of sensory and motor nerves, which I'll describe here briefly. What this does is this allows reactions to occur based on stimuli, and this elaborative brain activity is reacting to the environment that the individual is living in and allowing it to better control its own system so that it can be most efficient in the system it's living. So what we're looking at here is an aspect of controlling and communicating systems of the body. So we have sensory input. This is where stimuli is occurring inside and outside the body, and we're kind of receiving that signal. Then our brain, for example, is integrating that or interpreting that sensory input. It's basically saying, okay, here's just an impulse. Now what does that mean? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it pain? What are we looking at? And then that's going to result in motor output. And that's our response to the stimuli. Here we're having the hand basically go through and curl up. And that's a response to stimuli by activating effector organs. And this is a response here. So first the body is interpreting that signal, that sensory input, integrating that, making sense of what's going on, and then resulting in a motor output. How that looks here is we have our sensory. Key part with the sensory is we're receiving signals. So for example, we have sensors in the skin, and that sensory system is sending that information to the brain. Then the brain here is going through and sending a signal to a muscle that could cause it to contract. So this would be a prime example of if the water is hot and the brain is sensing that, hot water, it's interpreting that signal, I should move my hand. It's then going to send a motor signal here to the muscles to have it contract or pull that hand away from that area of danger. Functions of the nervous system, just some two basic ones. The first is it's the control center for all body activities. Again, here's our central and peripheral nervous system. So control center for all of our activities is a great summary of this. In addition, the second function of the nervous system is to respond and adapt to changes that occur both inside as well as outside the body. This relates to pain, temperature, pregnancy, any host of things that the body is responding to. So the key part is with our nervous system, it's a way of not only interpreting signals that are coming from both inside and outside the body, but it's also allowing the body to react to those changes to keep it out of potential dangers and to be best fit for the environment that it lives in.